Welcome to Heart, Cat and Soul, a podcast designed to unravel the mysteries of the feline world on a physical, emotional, and energetic level. You are more than capable of connecting with your cat, but the hustle and bustle of life and the noise in our minds don't always let us truly listen. My name is Amaya Spindola, and I invite you to join me on this journey created for you to unlock the full potential of your relationship with your cat. Hello and welcome back to Heart, Cat and Soul. Today's episode is very special. On the 20th of April, the Lullabies for Cats were released on all the streaming platforms, and it is something special. It is something that I've been working on for, let's say, a couple of years now, and but it started a long time ago. And this is, I want to share with you the story. I want to share what I've been creating and why I love to join this connect this idea from music and cats, and why I think it's very important. So this episode is a celebration, is a reflection, and also an invitation for you to listen to them. I want to tell you why singing to your cat makes sense, how it can also support you, and what's behind these songs that may sound simple but carry heart, science, and intention. It all started, like many important things, accidentally. I noticed that when I sang, my cats changed. But this didn't start with my own cats. Like 7 years ago, I worked... sorry, not 7 years ago. Oh, it was 7. Like 5 years ago. Or, yeah. Well, when I came to Madrid on 2013... a year later, I started working at a cat cafe in Madrid, where I was in charge of working with all the cats around it. First of all, it started, very slowly, doing this and that. I was getting to know the people working there, and suddenly, it all made sense, and we started collaborating more and more. And suddenly, I became the veterinarian in charge of the health of all these animals. And it was very curious because it's an experience that I don't think many vets are allowed. I think I've been very, very lucky in my life because I had the chance to practice in different parts of the world with very different techniques. I studied in Argentina. I went to the Texas A&M to practice, and also in Spain. And then I'm very well connected with most people in the UK. So I've learned many ways of thinking, which allowed me to expand my perspective and adapt very, very easily. But an experience such as working on a cat cafe that... you have 30 cats all at the same time. Some of them on the space where people visit, and some others in adaptation. And suddenly you had, sick cats that you were given cats, you adopted cats, and there was a movement from adoptions and rescue, and there were so many things going on that you had to be very alert of everything. And one of the things that I've noticed that was very beneficial was that I had the chance to try different techniques, holistic techniques, in this on these cats, because they were patients that will stay there, and I will had the chance to watch them every day. Now that I think about it, I think I should have done some research and registered those things, because that could have been really interesting research coming out from there. But well, sometimes you're not aware, it's not your time, and that's okay too. But I've learned so many things about how you can improve your cat with homeopathy, with natural supplements, with actually caring, with actually paying attention to them. And you didn't have to always jump into the medical thing, right? Just from the start. And this was very interesting. I mean, for me, it was a game changer. But I didn't know because, of course, when you are rescuing cats, cats are afraid of you, and then you have to learn how to build that trust with all this with the other cats. You find yourself like, okay, I never studied this. I need to look for resources that I don't have. So, well, let's see what we can do. And if you know me, if you heard me before, in the beginning, I was afraid of cats. And I finished school. I ended up going to a cat specialist, the first one in Buenos Aires. And that's where everything changed. But the biggest change came after Texas A&M, because I've realized that cats were never going to disappoint me. They are always going to challenge me to be better, to do things better, and that is something that really connected with me. And I that is what made me that cat specialist I am today. But then the next experience in my life was this cat cafe where I was able to see the cats evolve, and I could try different things, and and then hear from the people that adopt them, and then they send you back feedback, and so it was amazing to have that information. But every time we had to vaccinate them and do all the protocols, and get to know the cats, and make them ready to be part of the rest of the colony, I realized that my energy was affecting them, and that I struggled sometimes because I commanded to actually do those things, vaccinate and do all the stuff. I forgot that I had to build that trust in order not to stress the cat, and make sure he gets their vaccines and their medication and whatever thing was needed. Because of course there is a lot of bureaucratic norms that you need to follow. So okay. And well, when the good thing is that I had there was one member of the team. She was great as a nurse, a veterinary nurse, and she was really good handling cats. And there were also two other guys that they were very peaceful. I don't know, they excel peace around. So the cats will build easily the trust, and I was like, why it doesn't happen to me? Why am I that am I that intense? And yes, I am. But I've learned in time, I learned to manage and to regulate myself a lot. But at that time, that was what's going on. And the funny thing was that in order to get things done, we realized with the nurse that if we sang, cats were more open to do things, so as we can do things. So we started playing around and singing la da 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 da. It was like trying to have fun with the idea and not think about, oh, we need to grab you and do this and that. So we were just simply singing nonsense, but it worked. We were more relaxed, less intense. We were relaxed, and we were able to manage better, and think clearer, and that's how we managed to do things. But there was a particular one case where I was alone with the cats. We just came from the rescue shelter, and I was sitting there, and I simply started singing a song that was very touching for me. I love this song. It's a Spanish Argentinian folklore song. It's called Canción para Carito. I'm going to sing a little bit here, just so you know what the tone is about. And it goes like, Carito, suelta tu pena, se haga diamante tu lágrima entre mis cuerdas. Carito, suelta tu piedra para volar como el zorzal en primavera. And this song, I deeply connect with this song. I don't know if you're going to understand it. It's simply the story of the song says that we need to enjoy more the nature, we can have the fancy things of a city, of a big city, but in the end, the the good stuff, it's inside of us, it's within nature. And it is a song that I always loved. I mean, it every single time I connect with it, I relax with it, and it seems that it worked for the cats. And the most interesting thing about this was that I usually, and most of the music I listen to is English music. I love country music, I love folk music, Celtic music. It's all in English, mostly. But there are some particular songs that I heard when I was little that it was that kind of music. There was folklore, folk, Argentinian folk. And these songs have, that deep connection that when I tried to sing any other songs, it wouldn't work. But if I connected through the song, because it connected with me in a deeper level, it would have a major effect on the cats. And even, I don't know, if you scroll down very far away in my Instagram, there is a video where that happened. But then I started using that in all the cats. Every time I needed to relax, I needed to connect, I simply sang the song and do it. I never searched, never looked for what was the reason why that happened. It simply worked, and I did it. And this was the interesting part. I thought that was coincidentally that, it helped me to relax, and, that's it. After that, I became very skilled to deal with cats, aggressive cats, less aggressive cats, difficult to vaccinate or not. Even I had even people calling me to put the cat in a carrier because they were not able to do it. So I had some consultations like that just because I was able to manage my energy. I was able to control it and get things done and help people with that. So again, I think all my experiences at that cat cafe in Madrid was very, very important in my life. Then the pandemic came, and you need to follow your own ways, and I needed some other things to resolve at that time. So I decided to move forward and go to the online world. And that's when I became more involved with the Raw Feeding Veterinary Society, and when I started to work on nutrition and other things that were part of the cat's well-being. And I just left music a little bit behind. Well, I did wrote my own songs, but they were English music and nothing in particular, nothing special. I mean, nothing for cats. I love my songs, but they're not made for cats. And I had kind of this. I think it was one of my therapies that I've done, because I've always worked a lot on personal growth, and I came across this idea that I should use music as therapy. And somebody mentioned the idea of lullabies. So as a curious person that I am, I decided to look for lullabies and see if there was any science or there was anything written about it. And for my surprise, I learned that there is a lot of research. A lot of research. You have no idea how much research there is for lullabies, for the connection that it has on the between the mother and the baby, the how that can develop the nervous system, the neurophysiology of lullabies, the way the music has to be a certain way, and why it should be this and that. I was like, oh my god, I need to look at this because, okay, I underestimated the power of music. I knew at that point when I started looking for this, I already done some healing voice course in and other things. I was already into the holistic world of the voice and the music and all, bioacoustics and other things. But suddenly I came across with this that was very simple because you don't need anything else but your voice, your cat, and some intention. And, and the power that the voice has, it can be even more intense than any other music. It activates certain parts of the brain that only music, that only voice can do, or in a deeper way than music and other sounds. So the voice is so important. And then if you start looking for, what music and they does for cats and what, how they connect with their guardians, and when there are studies that say that cats recognize voices. They identify words. They may not know what it means, but they identify it with an object maybe. They can associate names with human faces. And sometimes without the visual cues. There is another study that also demonstrates that cats recognize their own names, even among similar sounding words. So all of this, and also on the animals in Africa, they are more afraid of the human voice than the predators. So there is an impact on our voice. Our voice has a lot of impact. This activation of the brain that I was mentioning earlier, it can also happen on deaf cats and deaf humans. So the voice can go much further than we think. It makes a difference, the intention. So it makes us reflect on upon the idea of what are we saying? How are we saying it? There is an intention of our words. So we need to be honest with them, at least with our cats. And for that, it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of vulnerability. And in order to realize that vulnerability makes us stronger, that's a big thing to realize. We need to at least know our voice. And I always say it's easier to practice with your cat. So we also have other studies like Music for Cats of David Tay. Well, he connected classical music with cat sounds. And that's very interesting because it also helps. It already has some measurable effects. It lowers the heart rate, reduces cortisol, improves the heart rate variability, and it stimulates the release of oxytocin. So it is very well documented. The lullabies also are very well documented in humans. So I said, why not? Why not using that to get, lullabies for cats? So I studied, I connected to this idea that happened to me in the cat cafe, thinking, why did I choose that song? Why is that song so important to me? And I realized that it has a repetitive component. It has my own native language. It has so many things. It takes me to places. So I needed to look for, if I was not able to know your truth and and being able to connect with you at that deeper level as a song can connect to me, I had to create something that has an intention. I had to create something that has a positive intention for your cat. So every time you sing that, it will give a positive feedback to your cat. And that is how they were born. They were born. They were created to give that positive, loving, happy intention. So you will listen to them and say, but this is not to sleep. And yes, it's not, because we don't want our cats to keep sleeping more. And maybe you have a cat already sleeping too many hours a day. That's not the point. The idea is to have a good relationship, is to build that trust bond that you can have with your cat. It can help you start a new way of communicating. It can teach you how to use your voice and connect better with your cat. It can help you in so many ways. And even if you just play the song, it may have an effect, because the intention I put there is for the cat to be well and happy and everything. So the idea is, the songs are very simple, they are repetitive, they are soft, and they have that positive injection. and that is where it takes me. That's how lullabies were born. So if you resonate with this, if you feel like you could potentially do this with your cat and help them, let me tell you, soon enough, we're going to make a webinar about, does your cat ignores you and does do whatever he wants and never pays attention? So I'm going to help you understand that. I'm going to help you in that webinar. It's going to be soon after the Spanish version. And we're going to, I will release the dates as soon as I have them. And then we're going to start some support groups where we can discuss these topics, where you can tell me your experience and I can help you, and you can get the help from the community and get small groups and discuss things between you. The idea is to create something collective that will help us relate and create that sense of community that I think it's lacking nowadays. So if you want to just join the community in Discord, maybe you won't find many things now, but it's going to be there. I mean, I am building it. It takes time, because I just don't want to fill it out with content. I want to do things that actually help, and I want to give really good material. So we're going to have exclusive content from the podcast. We're going to have other things going on there. So I hope you joined. I will leave the on the description, and you can find it also on Instagram or my on velvet.co.uk. If you go cat community, you will find also that the Discord community. Discord is maybe for you a really new platform, but it's very easy. It's very friendly. It allows you to do many things. So it you have a tutorial just when you start, but after that, I mean, I think it's very intuitive if you play around, and there is no harm on doing that. Also, make sure to select and add to your playlist the lullabies, play it around, tell me what you think, share your experiences. I already have one of the experiences. One feedback that it's very interesting. It's about a cat that was not eating, and now she's after accidentally, because that was not the reason they were made, but it helped somehow. The cat started eating after listening to them. So, well, there is a world to explore there. So nowadays we have 3 lullabies and so many things coming up. I hope you join. I hope you subscribe, and hope to see you inside. Thank you again for being there. I came back to audio because I feel better when I speak. I think I feel more honest. I can, I'm not worried about where the camera, if the light is okay, and everything that really drives me crazy. I know if you like what you hear, just let me know. I'll try to show up a little bit more on social media and see you there. It's exciting, these new times. Until next time, bye bye.